capturing HTTP traffic. So as we've gone over, and hopefully you've learned, HTTP is the core protocol that carries everything between the web browser and the web server, right? So the browser sends requests to use the resources on the server, and also the server sends the associated response back to the browser. So while penetration testing, manipulating the HTTP messages is a basic and very important ability for you to have as a penetration tester. By intercepting HTTP messages, you can edit and change any part of the message and then, well, see what happens. So until now, we've just been looking at plain HTTP messages. Now we can capture and manipulate any part of the HTTP message on the fly using a local HTTP proxy tool. So a local HTTP proxy tool is one that sits in between the browser and the website, intercepting all the traffic that flows between them. So this is best done by acting as a man in the middle and then intercepting every request and response. It lets you intercept, inspect, and modify the raw traffic passing in both directions. Now, although there are several proxy tools, there's one called Burp proxy, and that's pretty much the most widely used that I've seen. You can also use others, such as Z-Attack proxy by OWASP, and there are several others included in Kali. But I like Burp proxy a lot, and you will too. You will too. Burp proxy comes in a suite named Burp Suite that includes tools like Spider, Intruder, Decoder, and a few others. It's developed and maintained by Portswigger Web Security. And the proxy tool that is the heart of Burp, that's the one that intercepts all the requests and responses. Burp can also automate customized attacks against web applications. And then the traffic between the server and the browser can be analyzed, modified, visualized, and eventually repeated multiple times. All right, so Burp Suite can be downloaded from portswigger.net. There are 3 download candidates here, and 2 of them are commercial products. You can compare them, and you can even buy them on this page. But for our purposes and the purpose of this course, the Community Edition is just dandy. So that's the one we're going to use. So let's click on the download button to see our download options. And the download flavors are listed here according to major operating systems and version numbers. Now, if you're using a different system, click Other Platforms, and then you'll find the suitable flavor here. But now we're going to use Kali as the attacking machine during our course, right? So that means that Kali has pre-installed a version of the Community Edition. Just remember to update your system before using the tools in Kali. So, what does that mean? Let's open up Burp. Let's click on this icon. And a splash screen will welcome you. Click OK, and then a project screen will come up. Now here you can create or open an existing Burp project, but I think here this note in red tells the situation quite clearly. Next. Burp gives you a way to save the configuration while working, and if you want to, you can load your saved configuration from this window. Now, I don't have a configuration file here, so I don't need to do anything. So let's click Start Burp. Wait a few seconds. And the main window opens. So when I recorded this video, this is the latest version. And on the right side, there are advertisements for the Pro version. And on the left side, there are tasks and Burp logs. So I'm just going to hide the ad. And let's look at the tools in Burp Suite. Target. So this tool allows you to visualize your target application's contents in a folder structure. It shows all the content that has been discovered by manually browsing the web application. Then it extracts a map of the application, and this helps to define the target scope for the application. Proxy. So the proxy tool lies at the heart of Burp's user-driven workflow. It operates as a web proxy server and sits as a man in the middle between your browser and destination web servers. So this allows you to intercept, inspect, and modify all raw web traffic passing in both directions. Intruder. So this is a powerful tool for carrying out automated, customized attacks against web applications. It's extremely powerful and configurable, and it can be used to perform a huge range of tasks, from simple brute force to the guessing of web directories. So this process can help to identify web application security flaws. Repeater. So it's a simple tool for manually modifying and then reissuing individual HTTP and WebSocket messages, as well as analyzing the application's responses. So you can use a repeater for all kinds of purposes, such as changing parameter values to test for input-based vulnerabilities, and other things. We'll get there. Sequencer. This analyzes the quality of randomness in an application's session tokens, or some other important data items that are intended to be unpredictable. And here's the decoder. It's a simple tool that allows you to encode and decode data. It's capable of intelligently recognizing several encoding formats using heuristic techniques. Comparer is a handy tool to compare, obviously, but you compare visually any two items of data, such as pairs of similar web responses. Logger is a network activity recording tool. Burp Suite's Logger captures any HTTP traffic for inquiry and analysis, but it's especially handy for investigating what happened if Burp Suite is producing unexpected results. Looking at the details of what Burp Suite is sending when your work involves session handling. Making sure that long-term ongoing tasks are still running. An analysis of any issues that need visibility into what Burp Suite is actually doing. Extender. So Burp allows us to add our own modules to increase Burp's functionality. And the Extender tool also allows us to load Burp extensions from the Burp App Store. You can view the extensions from here and list them. Now, Project Options is a place that you can define some global properties about Burp and your current Burp session. And then User Options, well, that's a place that you can add Burp NTLM authentication credentials and proxy information while testing. You can also add your client SSL certificates under the SSL tab if you need them in a test. And it's also possible to change user interface options. And of course, you can also customize the user interface right here from the Display tab.